I welcome you all to today's class. And yesterday in our live class, we discussed about two industries. One is agro-based industry, that is sugar industry we discussed, and then another one is mineral-based industry where we discussed about iron and steel. So first one, that is sugar industry, which is a agro-based industry. We have seen that the sugar industry of India now it is basically shifting towards the uh, south and western states. Before that, we already have learned that the sugar industry they are tend to locate near the fields. Fields means the raw material site, and it is because of the some reasons, which includes that the sucrose content of the sugar cane it dries up, and it is also very heavy and perishable product, and sucrose content it dries up. So within 24 hours of harvesting it should be processed, otherwise the sucrose content it gets dries up. Then we have seen that the sugar industries of our country it is located in some of the states like it is Gujarat, then it is Maharashtra, Andhra Pradesh, Tamil Nadu, etc. Then we have seen that the sugar industries are now shifting to the, in recent time, it is shifting to the south and western states, and it is because of the reason like it has the cooler type of climate or moderate type of maritime type of climate, which ensures the longer crushing period. Then sucrose content of these states of the sugar cane in these states is higher. It is maybe because of the climatic condition, so sucrose content is higher. Beside that, cooling or you can say cooler type of climate it ensures longer growing season as well as a crushing period. Beside that, cooperatives are successful here, transport is proper, then market availability. So those are some reasons which makes the sugar industry located in the south and western states. Then we have learned about the iron and steel industry. So iron and steel industry, which is a basic industry for our country, and not for our country, it is a basic industry as it provides raw material to other industries, and it is the iron and steel industry from which, like, from we can, like, a small pin to large buildings are all made up of iron and steel. Then we have seen that iron and steel industry is mainly located near the Chota Nagpur region. This because of the raw material availability, which are of low cost, because it's nearby, so cost of transportation is not included, so high, it has low cost. Then the raw materials have low cost for the industries. Then beside that, power supply, continuous power supply, it is and water is available from the rivers nearby. Then it has proper transport, labors are available from the nearby areas, or we can say nearby states. So and also it has the quality of the iron, that is high grade quality, these things. But still our as a whole, for the whole country, the in iron and steel industry it is having a lot of problem, like transportation, or we can say cost of production is high because raw materials has to be carried for other places. I'm talking about, not for the Chota Nagpur region. So transportation cost becomes higher because raw material is available to some pockets only, some areas only. Then power supply is not continuous, or it is regular everywhere, so there is erratic supply or of the power. That is also another thing. So these are some problems which we discussed in our previous class, and today we shall be discussing about two more industries. One is aluminum smelting industry and another one is chemical industry, and if possible then we can also discuss about the fertilizer. So let's begin with the aluminum smelting industry. So aluminum smelting industry is the metallurgical, it is a mineral based industry, because aluminium is a mineral, as we know. So aluminum smelting is the second most important metallurgical industry in our country. After iron and steel, it is the second metallurgical industry in our country. It used to manufacture aircraft, utensils and wires. So aluminum, what is the use of the aluminum industry or aluminum products, which are the use of it is It is manufacturing aircraft, utensils and wires. Then bauxite is the raw material. Now 1 mark question can be asked, what is the raw material for aluminium? It is bauxite, because aluminium is extracted from the bauxite and the raw material or raw ore is the bauxite. Okay, so from bauxite aluminium is being extracted. The aluminium smelting has gained popularity as a substitute for steel. So now, as because iron and steel is already there in the country, but still aluminium acts as the substitute for steel. Then it acts as a substitute of copper, zinc and lead in number of industries. So aluminium, it acts as the substitute in place of iron and steel, in place of copper, in place of zinc, in place of lead. Aluminium is being used in most of the industries. Then it exhibits the following properties. What are the properties of aluminium industry? So light in weight. Bauxite, the raw material which is being required, it is light in weight. It is resistant to corrosion. Then it is a good conductor of heat. Then it is malleable in nature. It can be given different structure after smelting. Then becomes strong when it is mixed with other metals. It provides hardness or strong quality to when it is added with the other mineral. When it is added with other mineral, it provides what? It becomes strong. Okay, so strongness of that mineral is being added by aluminium. So these are the characteristics of aluminium, I mean the properties of aluminium, that it is light in weight, it is resistant to corrosion, then it is a good conductor of heat and electricity, especially heat. Then malleability, it can be given different shape, that is malleable. Then it becomes strong when it is added with or mixed with other metals. Okay, then we have the chemical industries of our country. Now the chemical industry comprises both large and small scale manufacturing. So chemical industries are in our country, it has both small scale and large scale. Means its investment in somewhere it is less than 1 crore and some rupees, and somewhere it is more than that. Then rapid growth has been recorded in both inorganic and organic sector. Now we got in this second line that there are two sectors of chemical industries. One is organic sector, another one is inorganic sector. So that can be another question for your exam, that what are the sectors of chemical industry. So it is two. One is organic sector, another one is inorganic. So let's see what are the various products included under organic and inorganic sector of chemical industries. So in inorganic chemical industries, it includes the products like sulfur acid, nitric acid, alkalis, soda ash, caustic soda. So these are the part of the inorganic chemicals. Now what are organic chemicals included? So organic chemicals included petrochemicals, which are used for manufacturing of synthetic fiber. Basically the main organic chemical include petrochemicals, which are mainly used for manufacturing of synthetic fibers, then synthetic rubber, plastics, dyestuffs, drugs and pharmaceuticals. So main product used for organic chemicals are petrochemicals, which is used for manufacturing of various other things like synthetic fiber, then synthetic rubber, plastic, dyestuffs, then drugs and pharmaceuticals. These are being used. So what we got is there are two sectors, organic and inorganic. Inorganic includes sulfuric acid, caustic soda, and then nitric acid, soda ash. And in organic chemical products, it includes which are being manufactured from petrochemicals. They include synthetic fiber, then synthetic rubber, plastics, dyestuffs, then drugs and pharmaceuticals. Now we have the next industry, that is fertilizer industry. So the fertilizer industries are centered around the production of nitrogenous fertilizers. So where it is mainly located, the fertilizer industries are mainly centered around, or it is found or located around where the nitrogenous fertilizers around where the production of nitrogenous fertilizers, phosphatic fertilizers and ammonium phosphate and complex fertilizers which have a combination of nitrogen, phosphate and potash. So it is centered around those areas where nitrogenous fertilizers are being found. Then that is urea, then phosphatic fertilizers and ammonium phosphate, that is found, and complex fertilizers which have combination of nitrogen, phosphate, potash, etc. Then Gujarat, Tamil Nadu, Uttar Pradesh, Punjab and Kerala contribute towards half of the fertilizer production. So these are the states which contribute half of the fertilizer production, which include what? It includes the Gujarat, Tamil Nadu, Uttar Pradesh, then Punjab, Kerala. Okay. Then we will so this is all about for today's class, where we have discussed about aluminum smelting industry. Aluminum smelting, which is the second metallurgical industry, and it is basically used for manufacture of aircraft utensils, wire. Bauxite is the main raw material used for it. Then the properties of aluminum, we have seen that it is light in weight, resistant to corrosion, a good conductor of heat, malleable, and it when it is added with the other metals, then it includes, or it increases the strong that quality of the metal. Then next we have learned chemical industries, where chemical industries, they comprises are in both small scale and large scale manufacturing units. Then it has two sectors, one is the organic, another one is the inorganic. Inorganic, we have it includes the petrochemical use of petrochemicals, which are mainly used for the purpose of manufacturing synthetic fiber, synthetic rubber, dye stuff, drugs and pharmaceuticals. Then the inorganic chemicals, which include sulfuric acid, then soda ash, nitric acid, caustic soda. Then we have learned about the fertilizer industry. So fertilizer industries are located or centered around where there is production of, because it requires all these products, then only fertilizers can be produced. So it is mainly centered around the production of nitrogenous fertilizers, then phosphatic fertilizers and ammonia, and some complex fertilizers which are combination of nitrogen, phosphate and potash. And Gujarat, Tamil Nadu, Uttar Pradesh, Punjab, Kerala, they contribute half of the fertilizer production in our country. Okay, so that is all for today, and I'll be sharing you the questions in Google Classroom. Please check it for the homework. Okay, thank you so much, students.